impression and make it last.
Hey guys, what do you think of my hat? You like it? Anybody here wear a hat?
I don't like it.
No?
Kids like Rex because he's also interactive, and
A gentleman by the name of Bob Calhoun, who is the assistant superintendent for Kanawha County Schools, just in passing had mentioned to me we'd really like to develop something for preschool. I happened to be working on a few other things with Joe Murphy, who's the CEO of Murphy Media, in relationship to opioid prevention and education, and had mentioned to him, hey, what do you think about creating something that could be applicable to the pre-K environment?
get to the older ones, sometimes they've already got this mindset of, bad habits because they see what's around them, and you're unfortunately sometimes a product of your environment. And if we get to them early and they start learning good habits, the earlier the better.
Never imagined that within 4 or 5 weeks we would have a talking avatar that could interact with the children in real time, and we named him Rex the RX.
Have you been telling Mrs. Webb in her class all about, this?
Yeah.
What's up with this?
What's that?
This cat.
Oh, it's pretty cool, huh? Don't you wish you had one? I'll bet Joshua wishes he had one. And what about Temperance? Hey, Temperance, do you have a hat?
You said you have a hat.
Blake.
He's not going to high-five you or give you a hug. He will interact with you, but the whole purpose of Rex is that we don't want the kids to keep Rex around.
Oh, guys. Bye.
This is the way, in my judgment, to reach them. They're used to being interactive, and they really don't respond to anything but that. So you've got to find a way to make that impression and make it last.
Hey guys, what do you think of my hat? You like it? Anybody here wear a hat?
I don't like it.
No?
Kids like Rex because he's also interactive, and he can communicate in the actual classroom, so you can say the kids' names, and that gets their attention immediately.
The response has just been amazing. The kids really relate to the avatar, so if they do have a prescription medication that they take, which a lot of kids do, we want them to use that medication properly, but we also want to ensure that they're not sharing medications. We know that we have an enormous amount of children living with grandparents, living in foster care. We know that grandparents, that age group, they're more likely to have multiple prescriptions where they probably shouldn't be, where they're much more accessible.
So it's a short program, but it's very effective, and Rex can talk to the kids, answer questions with the kids, and give them vital information.
Technology was used, it was very interactive, and the kids really seem to enjoy it and learn a lot. I mean, medication's not something that we talk about a lot with kids at all because we don't know where to draw that line, but this made it very kid-friendly and interactive.
Do you know what that means?
He's expired.
Hey, hold up a second there, Susan.
And so the message of don't keep Rex around is a real poignant one and real important, and something that a 4 or 5-year-old can kind of wrap their arms around and understand.
So we were really making a difference. We were reaching more schools and more counties and more kids than we ever had before with the medication safety message that Rex shared. And then in March of 2020, just like the rest of the world, the Rex program really came to a halt. So we were all working together and trying to figure out ways to get the program back online in any way, shape, or form, and then kind of hit the pause button and realized that now the message was even more important because you had all of these children who were at home with parents and grandparents who more than likely were not storing medications properly, and that made medication a lot more accessible and the message so much more important. We went back to the roots of Rex, which is innovation, and we found a way to scale the program by bringing Rex into homes remotely. And what that did was it opened everything up to a very unintended audience of parents and grandparents and caretakers who started to engage with us and their children about the importance of medication safety. We continue to believe that the message of medication safety is important, and that's for any medication. It doesn't have to be an opioid. We know that medications can be very dangerous if not taken by the person that they're prescribed. We also know that most children who overdose on a medication accidentally ingest that medication because it was not stored properly. We know that most people who become addicted to a medication do so because they obtain that medication either knowingly or unknowingly from a friend or relative. Something that we really thought would delay or derail the program and our message about medication safety really turned out to be something positive in terms of being able to reach more people with the message, because in the end it's really important that no one keeps Rex around.
A gentleman by the name of Bob Calhoun, who is the assistant superintendent for Kanawha. Gentleman by the name of Bob Calhoun, who is the assistant superintendent for Kanawha County Schools, just in passing had mentioned to me, we'd really like to develop something for preschool. I happen to be working on a few other things with Joe Murphy, who's the CEO of Murphy Media, in relationship to opioid prevention and education. And had mentioned to him, hey, what do you think about creating something that could be applicable to the pre-K environment?
Get to the older ones, sometimes they've already got this mindset of, bad habits, because they see what's around them, and you're unfortunately sometimes a product of your environment. And if we get to them early and they start learning good habits, the earlier the better.
Never imagined that within 4 or 5 weeks we would have a talking avatar that could interact with the children in real time, and we named him Rex the RX.
Have you been telling Mrs. Webb in her class all about, this? What's up with this?
What's that?
It's cat.
Oh, it's pretty cool, huh? Don't you wish you had one? Mm-hmm. I bet Joshua wishes he had one. And what about Temperance? Hey, Temperance, do you have a hat?
Said you have a hat.
Blake had him. Blake.
He's not going to high-five you or give you a hug. He will interact with you, but the whole purpose of Rex is that we don't want the kids to keep Rex around.
Oh, guys. Bye.
This is the way, in my judgment, to reach them. They're used to being interactive, and they really don't respond to anything but that. So you've got to find a way to make that impression and make it last.
Hey guys, what do you think of my hat? Anybody here wear a hat?
The kids like Rex because he's also interactive and he can, communicate in the actual classroom. So you can say the kids' names and that gets their attention immediately.
The response has just been amazing. The kids really relate to the avatar. A gentleman by the name of Bob Calhoun, who is the assistant superintendent for Kanawha County Schools, just in passing had mentioned to me, we'd really like to develop something.
Test 1, 2. We will be live in 5. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Live in 4 minutes.
A gentleman by the name of Bob Calhoun, who is the assistant superintendent for Kanawha County Schools.
No, I can't see it.
We are live in 2 minutes.
gentleman by the name of
Hi everyone, welcome. We're super glad to have you with us here this afternoon. I'm Dr. Susan Bissett, President of the West Virginia Drug Intervention Institute, located at the University of Charleston. We're very excited this afternoon to be here with you and to be announcing our Don't Keep Rex Around Medication Safety Coloring Contest award winners. Word has it, we're going to have a special guest with us today, right, Jessica?
Yes, we are.
So this is Jessica Napier-Eagle, and she is our education director. And so she has been working very hard to bring Rex into your homes during this time. As many of you know from tuning in before, we've been unable to visit the children in schools, and so Rex has been coming to you live on your computers and in your homes. And so we're very excited again to have you with us today. And we hope that you'll join along with some of the messaging today and also celebrate in our contest winners as well. So with that said, I'll turn it over to Jessica to talk a little bit more about the coloring contest and all the great entries we've received.
Oh, well, this has been so much fun, Dr. Bissett. So much fun. We've seen so many different interpretations of Rex come in. Lots of color, and it has been so great to see the artistic side of these children come out. So I've been tracking, and we're going to share a little bit of those with you here in just a few minutes. But before we get into that, I do want to go over Rex's message
That's right.
one more time. So if you're just tuning in for the first time and you're not sure what Rex does, Rex is our avatar that talks to children about medication safety, typically kindergartners and preschoolers. We've opened up this contest from pre-K to second grade, and we're really just wanting families to talk about medication safety in their home. Rex's ideas that he shares with children include capping your medication. So we always want a trusted adult to make sure the cap is secure on the medication, and also put up out of the reach of children. We know that kids sometimes are curious by nature.
Absolutely.
And they want to see what's in that bottle. So just make sure it's tight and put up high where they can't reach it. The other thing that Rex tells children, did you have something?
Yeah, I was just going to say, so Miss Jessica, talk a little bit about, during this time, people are probably not necessarily thinking about where their medications are, but we often leave them on our kitchen counter or on our end table. So
absolutely.
If Rex were here, what would he tell us about where those should really be?
What Rex would tell us is that they should be in the medicine cabinet up where children couldn't reach them. I know, at least in my home growing up, it wasn't unusual to leave your medication on the kitchen counter or maybe by your bed, especially if you had to take it at night. It was just more convenient that way. But we know that if young children have access to this, they're more likely to get into them. And that's actually how Rex started, wasn't it, Dr. Bissett?
It sure is. It sure is. We had, unfortunately, some young children in our county who had overdosed on their grandmother's medication, and so Rex was kind of born from that.
Yes.
So that keeping the cap on and keeping him out of reach of children is super important.
Absolutely, absolutely. Another thing that Rex tells the kids when we're doing these presentations is to know your medication. If it doesn't have your name on it, you don't take it. And it sounds simple, but at the same time, we know that we come from a sharing culture. And sometimes we do share medications with others. So we're teaching them at a really young age that they should really only take medication that has their name on it and not to share medication.
It's very common in families sometimes to share medication in a very well-meaning way.
Yes.
But unfortunately, it can be very, very dangerous, especially if you're sharing medications with somebody, for example, that is a lot smaller than you and have different body weight and all of that jazz. So definitely want to stop folks from sharing. One of the other things we know, Miss Jessica, is that With our opioid epidemic, a lot of that was because people obtained medication either from their family or
Absolutely.
friends, knowingly or unknowingly,
Right.
because that medication was very accessible. So
Absolutely.
knowing medication is super, super important.
Absolutely. And along with what you're saying is one of the last things Rex talks to children about is to make sure that we are throwing away medication, but only the adults throw away the medication, guys, when they're not being used or when they're expired. Because we know if we don't keep Rex around, then we can't have any accidents.
Well, you would think that kids don't really know what the word expired means, but we've found by going into schools that
Yes.
a lot of these 4 and 5-year-olds know a lot more than we ever thought they did, and they really get that concept. Unfortunately, what we've discovered is that a lot of adults don't follow that advice, and so we typically keep medications either when we're done using them and we don't need them anymore, or if they're expired, we just kind of keep them hanging around.
Yes.
And so that's where the don't keep Rex around came from, is because we don't want to keep those medications hanging around. So should we flush them down the toilet? How do we get rid of them?
Well, the easiest way to get rid of them is, well, there's a couple different ways. So first, if you have a police department that's local, and most of our sheriff's departments in West Virginia at least, have a medication disposal drop box. We know you can give them a call, see if they can drop those off. And all you do is basically you walk into the department, put your medication in just like a mail slot, and turn around and walk out, and that's it. Super easy. Another way that we can do that is, thank you, is medication disposal kits. So these are super convenient and easy. For instance, this one will dispose 45 pills or 6 ounces of liquid or 6 patches. All you do is take the top off, pour some water in there, put your medication in there, seal it up like a Ziploc baggie, shake it real good, and toss it in the trash.
And it completely deactivates the medication. And these are available fairly inexpensively at most pharmacies, but we actually have quite a few at the West Virginia Drug
Absolutely.
Intervention Institute. Chances are, if you have a local wellness coalition, or if there's a United Way near you, most of those types of agencies have these. One of the great things that's been about Rex is that every school in Kanawha and Putnam County has these, every elementary school, available in the office for parents to pick up. That doesn't do you a whole lot of good
Not
now.
right now.
We know that. We're in kind of a unique situation at the
we are.
moment. But we, if you get in touch with us at wvdii.org, and actually my email's at the end of that page, and if you're in need of these, we will find a way to get them to you.
Absolutely.
Because we don't want to keep Rex around. We want to get that medication out of the house.
Yes.
So.
And also one other thing I'd like to mention, although it didn't happen this April because of COVID-19, the DEA also does a take back day, and it's typically the last Saturday in April and the last Saturday in October, so that should be coming up in October. So if you have a large amount of medications that you need to get rid of, get them out of the house, it's a great opportunity to do that as well.
Absolutely. And we're actually with the University of Charleston School of Pharmacy. We serve as one of the locations for that drug take back in Charleston. So and all of that can be done, no questions asked.
Absolutely. So one of the things that we teach children to kind of remember these things, you want to do it with me?
I'll do it with
All right, I'm going to set my laptop down for a second. So we teach them to cap their medicines just like this. All right. So remember, adults, cap your medicine and keep it up high. We also teach them to know their medicine. And then the last one is throw that medicine.
And don't keep Rex around.
Don't keep Rex around. And anytime we're talking about medication with children, I just want to, because as a parent, I would want to know this myself.
Absolutely.
We emphasize that it's a trusted adult that does the touching of the medicine. So if we're talking about capping him, we tell them it's an adult that caps them. If we're talking about throwing him away, it's the adult that throws them away. So
yeah, and we don't want children to be afraid of medicine, because so many children take medicine, but it's never too early to start talking about medication safety. And so we're really lucky that we have our friend Rex,
absolutely,
who's able to do that with us. So
yes.
Oh,
you said Rex.
Oh, look
hello,
who came to join us
everybody.
today.
Yeah, it's a big day.
Hi, Rex.
It's a great big day.
I haven't seen you in a couple weeks, Rex.
Oh, it's
This
been
is
a
great.
while. You look like you have a little sunburn there, both of you.
Yeah,
Huh?
we've been doing the river thing in West Virginia.
Yeah, This doesn't look like 6 feet, ladies. I'm sorry. I'm going to need one of these.
We are kind of at
We're
elbows.
doing our best.
Yeah.
We're doing our best
Yeah.
too with what we've got.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
But
So,
I don't know, you might be a little close.
Yeah, just a
yeah.
little
So,
bit.
close.
So what's going on today, ladies? Huh? Got some big news today, I hear.
We do have some big news, Rex.
We're
Absolutely.
announcing our coloring contest
Oh, yeah?
winners and sharing all about you and why it's important to cap him, know him, and throw him.
Caparoonie. Gotta love that cap,
Yep,
huh?
gotta keep that cap on.
Yep. What about to get to know me is to love me, right?
Well, it's not quite that kind of
Loving
know,
Rex.
but we do talk to them about knowing you.
Loving Rex is
We
easy.
want to make sure that we're only taking medication with our name on it.
All right. So we're gonna cap me. That's right, cap me. Oh, put your hand on my cap. Keep it on there, but only a trusted adult. I don't know about Miss Jess. Maybe Miss. I don't trust either one of you. All right, so we're gonna cap me. Now, what does it mean to know me? To know me is to love me. Let's just explain that one more time for the older folks at home. The kids get it just fine. Let's talk to everyone over 6 years old right now.
All right, so when we say know him, we're talking about only taking medications that's prescribed to you. Everything interacts with people different ways. So the best way to avoid any kind of bad interaction is to make sure that you're only taking medication that's prescribed to you.
Absolutely, and we talk about the name on the label a lot with the children.
Right.
And I would like to emphasize with the adults, and I think Rex would too, that doesn't mean last name. That means first and last name. So
Yes.
sometimes we're well-meaning in a house where we live in a family where we share last names, and we think, well, it says Bissett, so I can share with another Bissett.
No.
And that's not the case. So we want to make sure that we're definitely paying attention to the first name on that bottle as well.
The first name in prescriptions is Rex.
And
All
let
right.
me tell you, parents, every child that we have ever talked to recognizes their own name.
Yes. Some of them can write their names
Yes.
before you actually think they can. So
So
it's pretty
cool, so
impressive.
cool. So we're gonna cap me. We're gonna make sure your name is right here, kids. That's right. And for all the adults out there, hey, hands off the Rex.
Just pointing to
Hey,
the
hey.
no.
Ooh. Tickling me
You're
there.
not the pill by
So
paper boy.
capping me. That's
Yes.
right. We're gonna know me. That's right. And we're going to throw me a party, right? Throw me a party.
No, we've talked about this many
No.
times, Rex. This is not a party for you. Today is about the winners
Yes.
and about throwing
There's no bigger winner than me.
medication away. And by the way, I think that there might be a slight problem with your label.
What? Excuse me?
I believe that date on your label does not say 2020.
Oh, yeah, she's right, Rex.
Well, what is that supposed to mean?
It
Dr.
means you are expired and therefore old.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
old.
Yeah.
I'm old. Yeah.
Yes,
You know,
you are.
when Dr. Susan used to go to preschool, she would ride her dinosaur. That's right. Mm-hmm.
Now, Rex, that's not nice.
Nana. What's
Joke's
up?
getting kind of old there,
Uh,
Rex.
well,
Yeah.
just like you, Nana. Just like you. All right.
Actually, it means that you're expired and it's time to throw you away.
Grr.
This is my favorite.
Well, hey. Whoa.
Trusted adults,
No.
and we are the adults.
All right, so
Rex.
1 second. Just 1 second. Since it's an important day, can I just stick around for the coloring contest? Please.
I suppose we can let you do that only under one condition.
What?
At the end, you go away.
Only if they ask me.
How about if we
We'll
ask?
be asking.
Okay, whatever. You've got nothing without me, girls. Nothing at all. I'm the show pony here.
Rex.
All right, so what do we do? Let's talk about some of these. You know, I've seen some beautiful artwork in my days, ladies, but
Yes, let's look at some of
let's
these,
talk
Rex.
about
Can we pull
this.
those up?
Oh, yes, look at this. Ooh, let me walk right over here. I'm loving these. Let's talk about who we have up here. All right, let's talk about a couple of these different
All
ones.
right, Rex, I don't have my glasses, so
Oh,
you're gonna have to do some of
well,
the
let's just take a
talking
look
for
at some
us.
of these, everybody. I can't read them. I can't read. I'm a pill bottle. I mean,
But look
hello.
at how beautiful that background is.
One of my favorite ones, it's a good thing I don't pick the winner, right? But
Yeah.
one of my favorite ones is someone colored you, Rex, in a very beautiful blue bottle.
Am I blue?
I think that was my favorite.
Blue.
You look good in blue, Rex.
I do look good in
You
blue.
do. You look
I
really
look
in
good
blue.
in the
I
medicine
think
cabinet,
that might be
especially.
one of them, yeah.
Yeah.
There it is. Oh, that's what we're talking about. So why don't we talk a little bit about how you two decided to pick the winners here? Was it based on the best coloring? Was it based on the most likes? What'd you do here, girls?
That was really tough.
That was tough, yeah. And we wanted it to be fair for everybody because we actually had children participate from 13
Original colonies? 13 original colonies,
No,
Dr. Susan?
13 counties.
Oh, okay. I thought we were talking about your childhood.
2020.
You're going to
Yeah,
be
we're
leaving
not-
before you think you're
Yeah,
supposed
okay.
to leave.
Well, 13, and we also discovered that over our live broadcasts, we've reached over 40,000 families in their homes.
They love
with
Rex.
Messaging, yeah. They do. They like the they like the messaging about
Yeah.
medication safety. I'm not sure
It's
they'll
pretty
still be on
important.
you.
It's pretty important stuff, especially with everybody sitting around right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Just kicking it with the COVID.
Hopefully they're not
So
kicking
we've,
Yeah.
we've had a lot of fun, and as you can see, we've received a lot of great entries.
Really,
It
really
made
good
it
ones.
hard if we had to do it on some kind of criteria. So we decided to actually use a random drawing system.
And Miss Jess is a whiz at this stuff.
Whiz kid.
She is. So
Don't
she
give her a
worked
big
her
head.
Magic. We actually have a wheel.
We have a
A wheel of Rexy.
Well, we have a wheel of the parents or the
It's going to be
guardians.
really, really fun. Is it going to be wheel fun?
It is going to be wheel
You know what?
fun.
Let's do this, Jess. Why don't
right.
you just turn your little laptop around there, and we'll
You
show
wanna
them
go
what we
this
got.
way?
Yeah, we could we could show the big screen back there, but let's just do. Ooh,
Is that
goodness!
too much
I don't
light?
know. Let's see if we can. Let's see. Pull it. There we go. I like that. Here, let's make it bigger. Watch this. Oh man! Oh, son.
look
Here,
at that.
let's put it right in the center here. Show everybody what they've got
I'm
here. It's a
trying.
big one. All right.
So what we have on here, it is a random wheel generator. So basically it selects names at random, and it's kind of like the Wheel of Fortune. In this case, you're going to win either a bicycle with a helmet. You can also win a savings bond, a digital sign for your school, and also, what was the other thing?
I heard that Rex is coming for at least a half day to these schools.
That's
What?
right.
So yeah, so
Getting
we've got
down
some
at the
counties that are
schools.
pretty far
That's
away.
right.
Rex is going on a road trip.
I'm cool with that.
Yes.
Tired of sitting in your medicine cabinet.
We are going to have so much fun.
All right. I'll tell you what. Why don't we try this? Let's.
All
You can
right.
go ahead and pull your laptop down.
All
I'm
right.
going to jump back in my spot here. All right. Let's see if we can tilt up and see the big screen.
Can we see
here.
it up there, maybe?
Maybe here. I'm gonna get out of here for 1 second. I'll be right back. Just 1 second. 1 second. I'm not leaving yet. Oh goodness. Oh,
Can we
we'll
get
just
on-
take.
It's almost there.
Almost there.
All right, hold on. We wanna
Oh, that's funny. Get there. Can't quite make it. Oh, goodness. Oh, look at that. They can't read it anyway. It's all right. Technical. It's all right. Here,
But-
I'm just going to pop over
Right
here.
there, you know
Oh, yeah.
Full wheel back there.
There's a beautiful wheel.
But the
Oh,
name,
we've got names.
the name will pop up, and that will be
Oh.
very
Do
clear.
we
Oh,
actually need our
boy.
glasses to read
No.
these names? Are we going to be okay?
Come on, Mama. Come on, Nana. Let's do it.
It's Mimi.
Mimi. Come on,
Well,
Mimi.
I'll be
Come on.
Nana, you be Mimi.
Okay, so all we do is click and see what the
So,
wheel is.
first of all, wait. What do they win? Do we know what the prizes are?
Yeah, we just said
Oh,
Rex. It's a
well,
prize.
whatever. Do they get to take me home?
No.
No,
All
they're not
right.
taking
They're
it.
not
All
part
right.
of the deal.
Okay, come on. Let's do it.
Look, you get to visit their school and teach them more about medication safety.
Do I get to eat lunch with them?
We'll see.
Do we get pepperoni rolls at Bridge Clinton?
There are
If-
some
if-
good pepperoni
Well,
rolls.
yeah, those are pretty good.
Can we pick
Pretty
a
good.
pepperoni roll day?
I'm
I
thinking.
think I might
All right,
too.
let's get the show on the
All
road,
right.
ladies.
So
Let's
we
do
ready?
it.
Let's click
I
it.
think so. Here we go.
Let's see who gets
Spin
it.
the wheel.
Dun,
And
dun,
our
dun,
first
dun.
winner is. Oh my goodness, who is it? Who is it? The winner is.
It looks like Michelle. Craig,
Michelle Craig.
6-year-old. She had 2
6-year-old.
entries.
Oh
so
my
the
goodness.
6-year-old.
Michelle
Now remember,
Craig.
these are the parents'
These
names.
are the
Rex.
parents'
Michelle
names.
Craig has a 6-year-old. And look at that.
And that's our first winner. All right, we ready for the next one?
Good job,
We don't know where
Michelle
that person
Craig.
was from. We'll
You must
go
have a
back and-
really
I can come back.
We'll have to come back
talented
and
kid.
let you know what counties all these folks are from.
Here's number 2, guys. Are we ready? Here it comes. Slowing down.
Oh boy, oh boy. Who's it gonna be?
I can't tell. It looks like a line.
It's
Is that Shiana?
Shayna Pickens.
Shayna Pickens.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
That's
Shay.
right.
Love
Got
the fireworks,
Shayna
my
and
favorite part.
Michelle.
All right, guys, this is the last one. Who's going to be the last winner of that bicycle and helmet?
Oh, I know that Shayna and Michelle's kids are going to be so happy. Uh-huh. Yes. Mm.
Is it going to stop? Looks like Tia died.
Tia. All right, Tia
Very
died.
awesome.
Aw.
Congratulations to all
Everybody's
of our
a
winners.
winner. Everybody wins with these two chicas. That's right.
We
So,
won because we got to see all the
oh,
entries.
and you got to see
Right.
me, Rexy
Yes,
Poo.
no, we get to see
My
all
goodness.
of the children throughout West Virginia
Aw.
with you,
Yes.
and that's really special.
Well,
That's
I'm
really,
looking
really
forward to coming out on the road with you ladies once again.
Yes, and
It's
we're going to
gonna be
have
so
some
much
fun
fun.
stuff the rest of the summer coming up too. So,
What you got? What are we going to do?
We're going to have some coloring pages.
We are.
Rex is going to make some more appearances this summer with some messaging. We're creating new ways to bring Rex into homes and schools.
Yes.
for the fall.
What?
So there'll be some really exciting
Mhm.
stuff about that as well. So we'll be making some announcements throughout the summer. And we hope that everybody will continue to tune into our Facebook page
Yes.
and our also our my trying to say web page.
Website,
Losing my words.
yes.
That's webpage,
That's a
Mama.
web page. Yes, I'm sorry.
Yes, we
Losing
use
my train of thought.
Instagram
I've
and
had
the
a lot of
Snapchat
coffee
these
today,
days.
too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're very, very excited about some new announcements we'll be making over the summer about some fantastic ways that we're going to get the message about medication safety out there, not just to pre-K and kindergartners, but to families throughout the entire state of West Virginia. If you have a way you'd like us to be connecting with,
Yeah,
with you and your
absolutely.
county, feel free to reach out and talk to us. And we're very excited about our winners, but we're even more excited about the level of participation that we
Yes.
had with this messaging. You might notice that at the end of the coloring sheets, there's actually a place for parents to sign, and it's almost kind of like taking a pledge that you're going to cap him, know him, and throw him in your own household. And so we're thrilled that so many people, especially parents and grandparents, took advantage of pledging
Yeah.
to those tasks. So super excited.
Yeah. So, what to say we go over everything one more time for everybody? What do you think? Just one more time for
One
the
more
gang at
time?
home.
Are you going to do it with us, Rex?
Oh, I don't see why
I
not.
gotta situate the laptop a little
Let's
bit better.
let's
there. We
situate
don't
the
wanna drop
laptop.
it.
We don't want to drop
First,
anything.
we should say for the winners that we drew, we will be in touch
Yes.
with you. So we're going to reach back out to you and let you know all
Michelle,
the deets,
Shayna,
all the
and
details.
Yes.
Tia.
It
Yes.
will come through Facebook Messenger.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
make sure you were checking that box.
Everybody wins with Rex.
Now,
Well, you
Rex.
know, the thing is, we don't want to keep Rex around. I get it. I understand why. Let's just say it one more time.
Okay. One more
Let's
time.
just go over it one more time for the folks at home. Let's cap
Cap
old
him.
Rex.
Let's
Know him. And
My favorite part.
Throw him.
what is that supposed to mean?
Bye, Rex.
Oh, whatever. I know when I'm not wanted.
That was so fun.
That was. We're so
Yeah.
excited that all of you participated. We're going to keep the coloring page up on our website
Yeah,
so people
absolutely.
can continue to pull that down as a PDF and download it and really engage with your children and the people in your home. You're never too young or too old to have a
Absolutely.
conversation about medication safety. Sometimes grandparents need to be reminded, right?
Absolutely.
Sometimes teenagers need to be reminded,
Ooh, isn't
especially when you
that
have
the
kids in the house of
truth?
all ages, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's very important that we continue to share this message. And we want to thank you for being here with us today.
Yes, we so appreciate it, guys. This has really been so much fun. And like Dr. Bissett said, we would love to reach out to you and help you talk. So if there's any questions you have, feel free to drop your comments below or also send us messages. We love to get inquiries from you guys.
So don't keep Rex around.
Yeah.
learning good habits, the earlier the better.
Never imagined that within 4 gentleman by the name of Bob Calhoun, who is the assistant superintendent for Kanawha County Schools, just in passing had mentioned to me, we'd really like to develop something for preschool. I happened to be working on a few other things with Joe Murphy, who's the CEO of Murphy Media, in relationship to opioid prevention and education. And had mentioned to him, hey, what do you think about creating something that could be applicable to the pre-K environment?
Get to the older ones, sometimes they've already got this mindset of, you know, bad habits because they see what's around them, and you know, you're unfortunately sometimes a product of your environment. And if we get to them early and they start learning good habits, the earlier the better.
Never imagined that within 4 or 5 weeks we would have a talking avatar that could interact with the children. A gentleman by the name of Bob Calhoun, who is the assistant